Herzlich willkommen alle miteinander zur ersten Special-Episode von Hogwarts Legacy. Wie versprochen, zeige ich euch heute die exklusiven Hausquests, die man nur erleben kann, wenn man respektive Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Gryffindor oder Ravenclaw ist. Und hier für Hufflepuff habe ich mir jetzt einen neuen Charakter erstellt. Und wir sind für diese Quests in den Common Room von Hufflepuff gerufen worden, um mit diesem Porträt hier zu sprechen, Eldritch Diggory. Und das werden wir jetzt gleich tun, aber ich werde noch kurz ein paar Worte zu der Quest verlieren, beziehungsweise zu allen Hausquests. Die finden alle zu einem ähnlichen Zeitpunkt in der Story statt, relativ am Anfang. Wir sind jetzt hier, glaube ich, Level 7 oder sowas, wenn mich das nicht täuscht. Ja, wir sind Level 7. Wir haben noch nicht wirklich viele Fähigkeiten. Wir haben gerade zuletzt die Merlin Trials entdeckt. Wir haben zum ersten Mal das Castle verlassen und sowas alles. Wir können noch nicht fliegen mit dem Broom. Wir haben noch keine Spellsets. Das, was wir unten rechts sehen, ist fast alles. Ich glaube, wir haben insgesamt nur 6 Spells, die wir benutzen können. Und es geht um den Charakter Richard Jackdaw, den wir jeweils aus jedem Haus aus einer anderen Perspektive heraus kennenlernen werden, mit einem anderen Motiv. Aber es geht immer um diesen Mord an ihm und die Pages, die er gestohlen hat aus dem Buch, das wir aber brauchen, um dann hinterher die Map Chamber zu finden. Das wissen wir natürlich alle zu diesem Zeitpunkt nicht, aber so ist die Hinführung. Und ja, jetzt fange ich einfach mal an. Übrigens, nein. Der Slytherin House Quest, den ich natürlich auch schon gemacht habe mit meinem Hauptcharakter, den findet ihr in Folge 8. Ab 1 Stunde und 23 Sekunden, da beginnt die Quest und sie heißt Scrub's Last Hope. Genau. Jetzt wollen wir mal loslegen hier. Sprechen wir mit Eldritch Diggory. Der wahrscheinlich ein Vorfahrer ist von Cedric Diggory, mit dem Harry Potter in Band 4, dem Goblet of Fire, zusammentrifft und wo sie Konkurrenten sind im House-Tournament um den Goblet of Fire. Okay, aber ich glaube, woher auch? Das kann natürlich nicht irgendwie Thema sein hier in diesem Spiel, wenn Harry Potter hat ja noch nicht stattgefunden.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself. So few students know who I am these days. Eldritch Diggory, former Minister for Magic and founder of the Aura Recruitment Program at your service. I believe you can help solve a decades-old murder, thanks to that book you found, and, in particular, its missing pages.
How do you know about the book? And the pages?
We portraits hear more than you might suspect, and most of us can keep a secret. So, what say you? Surely a Hufflepuff such as yourself would be inclined to help seek long overdue justice.
Ja, natürlich wollen wir der Gerechtigkeit Genüge tun und dem Ganzen auf den Grund gehen. Was wir hier gerade aber auch nochmal erfahren haben, ist, dass dieser Mord über Jahrzehnte her ist. Also, wie weit genau er zurückliegt, wissen wir nicht, aber das wird er uns vielleicht gerade dann noch sagen.
This could be right up my street. Even we Hufflepuffs enjoy a good mystery.
Glad to hear you're up to the challenge. Plus, I believe you'll benefit from this undertaking. My great niece, Helen Thistlewood, can provide you with details. She's retired now, but was a skilled aura in her day. And the unsolved murder of which I speak was her case. I often visit my portrait in her home, in the nearby hamlet of Upper Hogsfield. Shall I tell her to expect you?
Aber sicher doch.
How
Aber ein
could
paar
a few
Fragen
pages
zuerst.
of a book help her solve an old case?
A boy disappeared with those pages, but they never found the body. A girl was convicted of his murder nonetheless. It seems those pages could exonerate her somehow. My great niece can tell you more.
Aber warum ist die Frau verurteilt worden, wenn die Leiche nie gefunden wurde?
Can you tell me more about your great niece?
Cream of the crop when it comes to auras. A star pupil here, and then an exemplary servant to the ministry. And her spark hasn't diminished one bit in her retirement. She and I often chat about old cases and our glory days. No offense, but it's nice to get away from the students and converse with someone who's familiar with my legacy.
Kann ich mir vorstellen. Immer nur unter Schülern ist schon ziemlich anstrengend. Aber ich kann mich erinnern an dieses Haus in Upper Hogsfield. Wenn mich nicht alles täuscht, dort bin ich ja mit meinem Hauptcharakter auch gewesen und da lagen alle möglichen Briefe und Tagebucheinträge lagen da rum und sie hat, glaube ich, versucht, das Gärtnern anzufangen und ist damit ziemlich gescheitert.
When were you the Minister for Magic?
Over 100 years ago. 1733 to 1747, to be precise. The stories I could tell you. Didn't have the chance to do all that I could. I was in the midst of reforming Azkaban when my life was cut short by dragon pox. I was sneezing sparks to the bitter end.
Nicht schön. Ich weiß zwar nicht, was Dragonpox ist, aber wenn man Funken hustet oder sneezed, also niest, stelle ich mir ziemlich schmerzhaft vor. Okay, ich gehe mal dann direkt.
I shall go and see her right away.
Brilliant. With what I suspect is your knack for hard work and her keen mind, both mysteries may be solved sooner than you think. I shall see you there soon, I hope.
Yes, wir werden uns direkt auf den Weg machen. Wir haben natürlich keinen Besen und auch sonst keine Möglichkeiten, schnell irgendwie durch die Welt zu reisen. Wir müssen überall zu Fuß hingehen.
This must be the place Minister Diggory mentioned. Helen lives around here somewhere.
Ja, sie wohnt direkt hier vorne in diesem Haus.
Here you are. I'm pleased to see you took my advice.
Na, gerne doch. Und hier liegen die ganzen Letters und Tagebucheinträge und alles rum. Ja. Wollen wir jetzt aber mal nicht näher angucken. Gehen wir direkt und reden mit Helen.
Madam Thistlewood, I met your great-uncle in his portrait in my common room. He sent me to speak to you.
I'm pleased you came. Uncle Eldridge believes the book you found and its missing pages may be relevant to an unsolved case from my time as an Auror.
Very well. I'm listening.
Decades ago, a student named Richard Jackdaw disappeared after going to meet a girl named Anne. They never found his body. When his headless ghost appeared briefly in Hogsmeade, wholly unaware of how he died, Anne was convicted of his murder and sent to Azkaban. It was in large part due to the testimony of a girl called Apollonia Black. Jealous of Anne, I think.
That sounds terrible, but I'm not sure how I can help.
Anne's alibi was somewhat labyrinthine. She said Jackdaw promised her adventure following a map he found on some pages he'd stolen from Peeves.
And you think Peeves ripped those pages from the book I found in the restricted section?
If my great-uncle is to be believed, yes. At least that's what the portraits at Hogwarts suspect. Anne insisted that Jackdaw had asked her to follow the map with him, but only after she solved a series of puzzles he'd prepared. Odd way to woo a girl. She swears she never even solved the first puzzle, so they didn't meet. Jackdaw's ghost vanished almost as soon as he appeared. Without Jackdaw's puzzle, pages, or remains, Anne was sent to Azkaban based solely on Apollonia's spurious testimony.
I don't understand. What can I do to help?
I believe Anne may have solved the first puzzle by now, but after spending time in Azkaban, she's a shadow of her former self. She won't speak to anyone she doesn't trust, and she trusts no one. If you, a student with a connection to the pages, like Jackdaw had, spoke to Anne, she might reveal new information.
Okay, ja dann sollten wir mit ihr reden.
I've always wanted to see Azkaban. Count me in.
I suppose it has a peculiar appeal to some, but it can be terribly disconcerting. Fortunately, being a retired Auror has its benefits. We can apparate right to her. I've escorted ministers, professors, and many others to that blasted place. Never a student, I'll admit, but I will keep you safe.
Na dann, los geht's, ne? Oh, wir haben noch ein paar Fragen, die wir stellen können. Ja. Tell me more about Apollonia. Ja, Apollonia ist ja eine Angehörige des Black Clans. So wie Phineas Nigellus Black, der Headmaster in diesem Spiel.
Can you tell me more about Apollonia Black?
Wretched, vindictive girl, that one. Apollonia claimed that Anne threatened to kill the boy after he broke her heart. The Black family's power over certain people in the Ministry, along with the fact that Anne is Muggle-born, sealed her fate.
Okay, also es ist alles mehr oder weniger aus Eifersucht passiert. Wie schön.
I'd like to know more about Anne.
That poor soul never was the brightest girl, and that lack of wit proved to be her undoing.
I half suspect Jackdaw and Apollonia were merely toying with her. Who could have known he'd end up dead?
She's not held up well in Azkaban. In some ways, she blames me for not proving her innocence. I'd like to clear her name if we can.
Du hast auch noch so ein bisschen schlechtes Gewissen, okay.
You said Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly, then vanished. Where do you think he went?
I have no idea. Evidently, he was always a bit restless, going on and on about adventure. If I had to guess, he tired of Scotland and is somewhere on the other side of the globe by now.
Ja, wir treffen ihn ja später, ja, falls ihr euch erinnert.
Very well, let's go.
Steady yourself. We'll apparate together. Don't worry, I've never splinched anyone.
Do take care now, and tread lightly in that horrible place.
We'll be there in but a moment.
Und ab geht's nach Azkaban. Die einzige Quest, wo wir Azkaban sehen. Und wirklich uns dort bewegen.
That ought to keep them at bay for now. Though, be aware, you may feel a wave of despair. It will pass.
Thank you for the warning.
This really is a dismal place, but we'll be out of here soon enough. Now follow me. This isn't a place for loitering.
Oh, I never thought I'd see the inside of Azkaban for myself.
Nasty Dementors. Not even I could convince the Ministry to send them off. There's no need for such monsters.
Tja, ob die sich noch überhaupt noch mal verjagen lassen würden? Wer bist du? Kenn ich nicht. Oh je. Dir geht's nicht so gut. Aber das ist auch kein Wunder.
You don't scare me, young cur. I teach you so little of what you should know at Hogwarts.
Naja, dem scheint es auch nicht so gut zu gehen.
That witch you're with has a dark cloud over her. I can feel it.
Eine Dark Cloud. Ich hätte jetzt auch nicht unbedingt erwartet, dass wir jetzt hier gleich ein nettes Kaffeekränzchen halten.
Who's there? Why torment me further?
No one at school's going to believe this.
Now remember, Anne has been here a long time. The Dementors aren't kind. Have patience and speak to her quietly and respectfully.
Are you Anne?
Who's there? Who speaks to me? Is that death finally come for me?
I'm a student from Hogwarts. I found the book that you said would exonerate you.
Ah, the book, the book. No one would look. None of the mages found the pages. Methinks the feckless knave meandered to his cave. My fate was surely sealed in Upper Hoggyfield.
Okay. Ihr Schicksal war besiegelt in Upper Hogsfield. Und warum? I think I understand and why must you be so cryptic? Ich glaube, also ich weiß nicht, was sie meint.
What are you trying to say? That the missing pages are in a cave near Upper Hogsfield?
Field, ruins house, a vault concealed.
A vault in some ruins near Upper Hogsfield. I suppose it can't hurt to look.
Can't hurt to look, can't hurt to look. Go find the pages from your book. Helen, know you're here. Come in closer, be a dear.
What is it, Anne?
Ei. Was hat sie jetzt gemacht? Also, er hat ja kein Wand oder sowas, aber irgendwas hat sie getan. Irgendwas hat sie mit ihr gemacht.
Go. The cave. You're safe now. You have what you need. I'll be all right once I get...
Und weg ist sie. Tja, keine
But
Ahnung
Madame
wohin.
Thistlewood,
Können wir eh nicht
I-
folgen.
All right, I'll find it. I'll find Jackdaw's cave.
Ja dann. Werden wir mal nach dem Cave, nach der Höhle suchen. Nach dem Vault. Da wir hier schon aber Hogsfield sind, sollte sie recht nahe sein. Oh, Mongrels. Lassen die mich in Ruhe? Eigentlich sollten sie das nicht tun, aber sie tun's. Ups. Ganz so weit runter wollte ich auch nicht, ja. Das ist ja schon im Forbidden
This
Forest.
must be the place Anne told me about. No one's been here for ages.
Okay, eine stinknormale Vault mit einem Schalterrätsel.
Revelio. Here. Ah, I see how this goes.
Na, schwer kann das sein. So.
You couldn't outwit me, Jackdaw. Now, where's the clue you left behind?
Ja, erstmal hier ein bisschen den Rest noch erkunden. Und warum komme ich hier nicht rein? Ah, okay. Ich hätte jetzt nicht gedacht, dass das einfach geht.
Revelio.
So, da liegt was. My dearest Anne, well done, you solved my puzzle. I knew you were a kindred spirit, and the only one with whom I could truly share my adventures. Meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest as soon as you can, and I will show you the map that I mentioned. There is no telling where it will lead us. I found it on pages that Peeves ripped from a secret book, and no one else seems to be able to find. I haven't any idea what lies ahead, but I am glad to know I shall share my future with you. This is only the beginning, Richard. P.S. I am terribly glad you found this, as I would have gone on alone if you did not. And what fun would that be? Also er hätte sie einfach zurückgelassen, wenn sie dieses Rätsel nicht gelöst hätte.
A note from Jackdaw. Anne never found it. So how did he die? Was she to blame at all?
Nee, würde ich auch nicht sagen, dass sie für irgendwas was kann, ne?
Could it be? Has someone solved my puzzle after all these years? Well done indeed. Richard Jackdaw, at your service.
The Richard Jackdaw. I heard you disappeared years ago. You have some explaining to do.
I do? That was my puzzle you solved. What are you doing here?
A retired Aura, Helen Thistlewood, told me about a map you stole from Peeves, and then Anne told me about a cave.
You saw Anne? Broke my heart. I had to go on without her. Probably best for her in the end. Dare I ask? How is she?
Glaube, das willst du nicht unbedingt wissen. Na gut. You ruined her life. Würde ich jetzt mal nicht sagen. Ich denke nicht, dass er das absichtlich getan hat oder aus Fahrlässigkeit. Ne? Ich meine, ich denke auch nicht, dass er sterben wollte. Oh Mann.
She was imprisoned in Azkaban for your murder. I fear the Dementors have taken an irreversible toll on her.
What? Azkaban? Oh, poor Anne. I had no idea. I thought she'd written me off. I've been traveling the world for years to mend my broken heart. I came back here only recently. On a whim. I must speak to the Aura you mentioned and see how I can help Anne.
I'm glad to hear it. Before you go, would I still be able to find the pages with the map Helen mentioned?
I'm almost certain I dropped them in the cave the moment I was beheaded. They're bound to be mouldering away with the rest of me. Tell you what, meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you precisely where to find them.
Ja, wie er seinen Kopf verloren hat, das werde ich ihn jetzt nicht fragen. Ja, werden wir alles dann noch sehen. Also, was heißt, werden wir sehen? Das ist dann alles später in der Story zu sehen. Wenn ihr das wissen wollt, dann am besten die Folge 8 oder Folge 9 angucken. Vielleicht auch Folge 10, ich weiß es nicht genau. Da spiele ich das ja alles. Ich will das jetzt hier nicht alles nochmal zeigen. Aber die Frage, ist es all Apollonia's fault, ist interessant.
Helen mentioned Apollonia Black. Did she set up Anne to take the fall?
Have you never met any members of the Black family? They can be rather vindictive. Once Anne showed an interest in me, Apollonia couldn't let it alone. That her own heart had grown cold simply didn't matter. Ja, also ist wohl eher nicht auf Anne zurückzuführen. Sie ist halt einfach nur der Pechvogel in dem Punkt. Okay, aber er hat ja auch gerade gesagt, dass er unbedingt nochmal mit dem Aura sprechen möchte, also quasi mit Helen. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob das noch passiert. Jetzt müssen wir erstmal weiterschauen. Ja.
Thank you. I need to find those pages to help a friend.
I shall see you there.
Ich spiele jetzt erstmal weiter. Werd mal gucken, ob das noch passiert. Jetzt steht hier auch eigentlich schon, dass die Quest complete ist und das ist quasi die exklusive Quest. Aber trotzdem möchte ich schauen, ob vielleicht ob wir vielleicht nochmal mit Helen zusammen mit Richard Jackdaw sprechen.
I must be getting closer to Jackdaw's remains. And those pages. We meet again, Richard Jackdaw. Thank you for keeping these pages safe all these years.
Tja, das ist seine Leiche. Und jetzt wissen wir auch, was ihn geköpft hat. Ich bin jetzt bis zur Map Chamber vorgedrungen, hab nicht mehr irgendwann mit Helen gesprochen und ich gehe auch nicht mehr davon aus, dass es noch passieren wird, denn die Quest, der eigentliche Grund, warum wir denn überhaupt diese Pages gebraucht haben und mit Jackdaw gesprochen haben, die ist geschafft. Von dem her gehen wir zur Quest von Ravenclaw über. Das ist jetzt hier derselbe Charakter wie gerade eben als Hufflepuff, nur jetzt als Ravenclaw. Und wir gehen jetzt mit ihr zu Ollivanders. Der hat uns gerufen, will mit uns reden. Bin mal gespannt, was er uns zu erzählen hat.
Good of you to come. My friend, Professor Fig, speaks highly of you and your resourcefulness. He was vague as to details, but mentioned your having tracked down a difficult-to-find book. I wondered if you'd be willing to do a little detective work on my behalf.
Na, natürlich, Detective. Das gehört uns. Das ist doch mein zweiter Vorname.
Of course, Mr. Ollivander. Sounds most up my street.
Wonderful. You see, about a century ago, an heirloom applewood wand with a fairy wing core went missing from this very shop. My great-aunt suspected a student named Richard Jackdaw. He'd been serving as an assistant here and suddenly vanished.
Richard Jackdaw.
Like the bird. In fact, he was known to frequent the Hogwarts Owlery. We searched there, of course, but found no wand. We did find a series of statues similar to Jackdaw's. I'm certain they're a clue, but I cannot figure out where they lead. Jackdaw was last heard tittering about some pages with a map he'd stolen from Peeves. As you can imagine, the poltergeist was less than helpful.
Okay, also das ist jetzt mal wieder eine ganz andere Perspektive auf Jackdaw. Er hat vor 100 Jahren anscheinend diesen Wand geklaut, warum auch immer, und hat es jetzt irgendwie in der Owlery versteckt, den Zauberstab. Und da sollen wir ihn wohl anscheinend suchen.
Surely you could continue searching the Owlery.
Oh, one would think. However, the headmaster does not take kindly to an old wand-maker loitering about the place. Can't say I blame him. Also, I have perhaps been looking for too long. I feel a fresh set of eyes, and a bright mind like yours is sure to solve this riddle.
Okay, dann werden wir für ihn mal in die Owlery fliegen. Oder, nein, fliegen nicht. Gehen.
Is there anything special about the wand?
Oh, yes. It's terribly special. But not in the way you might think. It won't grant special powers to the caster. No, nothing like that. But it will ease the hearts and minds of the Ollivanders to know of its return. And that power is immeasurable.
Also rein ideell der Wert.
Why would the thief have taken the wand?
I must admit I have no idea. From what I can gather, he fancied himself an adventurer of sorts. Always looking for trouble. In fact, after he went missing, rumor had it his ghost was seen in Hogsmeade. Never heard much about him after that, but it seems as if his adventurous spirit may have got the better of him. Perhaps he thought that the wand had some special power simply because of its esteemed lineage. Astonishing how misunderstood the art of wand-making is.
I'll have a look for you. You've certainly given me plenty to go on.
Ah, you've brought hope to this old wand-maker's heart. Professor Fig was right. You are a remarkable student.
In der Tat, das bin ich. Gut, dann gehen wir direkt in die Owlery.
The statues Mr. Ollivander mentioned must be upstairs amongst the owls.
Und jetzt wird die Owlery doch nochmal verwendet für eine Quest. Was ich ja in der letzten Folge gesagt habe, was eigentlich nicht der Fall gewesen wäre. Muss ich mich korrigieren.
Don't mind me, owls. I'm here to help a friend. Now, where are those statues?
Tja, wahrscheinlich sind sie hinter diesen Fächern hier. Und die können wir wahrscheinlich mit Accio rauskriegen.
I
Ne?
recognize those handles.
Ah,
The summoning... I'd best keep looking. Accio! No statues here.
da ist eine
Here's a
rausgefallen.
welcome surprise. Empty perches. Could be the right size for jackdaws. Or statues of jackdaws.
Ich wusste jetzt auch gar nicht, dass das Jackdaw auch ein Name einer Vogelart ist im Englischen. Vom Hingucken könnte ich jetzt auch nur schwer sagen, was das wohl für Vögel sind. Außer, dass es Raben wären. Aber Raben wären Ravens oder Krähen oder sowas. Keine Ahnung. Krähen noch am ehesten.
Nothing. Oh, I'll take that, thank you.
Oh, da oben sind auch noch welche.
I'd best keep looking. No statues here. Oh, this will do nicely. Here's a welcome surprise. Accio! Oh, I'll take that, thank you. Nothing.
Auch eine
I'd best keep
komische
looking.
Reihenfolge. Wie das Spiel
No
meint,
statues
das
here.
setzt jetzt hier zu.
Nothing.
Das geht gar nicht mehr auf, ja? Ja gut, jetzt gucken wir erstmal. Vielleicht haben wir schon alle gefunden.
What's happening?
Ja, wir haben alle gefunden. Da ist er ja.
Could it be? Has someone solved my puzzle after all these years? Well done indeed. Good news. If you've got something to hide, you found the perfect spot. Richard Jackdaw, at your service.
The Richard Jackdaw. So, Mr. Ollivander was right. He wants his family wand back.
Goodness, I'd forgotten about that wand. I assure you I don't have it on me. I'm almost certain I dropped it the moment I was beheaded in that cave. Oh, it was sheer folly to follow that map.
What map?
Ridiculous, really. Found it on some yellowed old pages Peeves had pilfered. Thought I could impress a girl. But that's a story for another day.
So, you stole a wand and then followed a map on some pages that you took from Peeves and followed that map to your doom.
Odd to hear it all reduced to such absurdity, but yes. Why do you care about some old wand?
I don't really. Ollivander does. It's the pages I'm after. Might they be with the wand in the cave?
Indeed. Say, here's an idea. Why don't you meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest? I'd be happy to show you where to find them.
Na klar, das ist natürlich das, was wir sowieso machen wollen und was auch nicht mehr Teil dieser Quest ist. Ja. Aber mich interessiert natürlich, warum er den Wand genommen hat.
Why would you steal Mr. Ollivander's family wand?
The family were always going on about how special it was, so I took it. Who could resist? Sadly, it wasn't special enough to save my neck. I fully intended to return it once I learned it was only special for sentimental reasons, but as you can see, I never got the chance.
Tja, aber in der Quest für die Hufflepuff haben wir da keinen Wand gefunden, ne? Aber das, ja, vielleicht finden wir den ja noch. Ich gucke den wahrscheinlich auch nochmal in der Map Chamber nach. Ja, I'll see you at the forest.
If that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you there.
If you don't mind the sight of my decapitated skeleton, the wand and the pages are yours for the taking.
Tja, und vielleicht können wir ihn dann ja sogar zu Mr. Ollivander zurückbringen. So, wir sind wieder bei seiner Leiche.
There's Jackdaw, looking dead as ever. What happened here? Might it happen again?
Sieht man hier irgendwo einen Wand liegen? Ich sehe keinen. Ich sehe eine Laterne, eine Tasche, zerrissene Seiten, ein Buch, verrottete Kleidung, die Waffen und sein Skelett, aber mir nicht. Tja, erwartungsgemäß sprechen wir nicht mehr mit Ollivander anscheinend. Wir bringen ihm den Wand nicht zurück. Es ist nicht mehr wichtig genug. Ist irgendwie etwas unbefriedigend. So, bei Gryffindor sprechen wir mit Nearly Headless Nick. Und zwar vor der Great Hall, hier im Vorraum, wo die Sanduhren, beziehungsweise hier diese Mieter sind, wo die Punkte gemessen
yes, you.
werden.
I wonder if you might come with me for a moment.
Na klar. Ich weiß ja, worum es geht, um Richard Jackdaw.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes, Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington, at your service.
Nice to meet you, Sir Nicholas.
I know about the book you found and its missing pages. I may be able to help. Follow me, if you will. It's not too far.
Wait, how do you know about the book? And that it's missing pages?
Word gets around amongst the ghosts. You were spotted with Mr. Sallow in the restricted section. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me.
Und das hört hier auch keiner, wenn wir hier ganz öffentlich darüber reden.
This may be a leap, but I believe I know who ended up with those pages. I'd be happy to take you to him, if you'd be so kind as to perform a small favor for me along the way.
Warum? Okay, ich dachte, er geht jetzt zurück.
A small favor in exchange for getting those pages.
Yes, it's nothing really. I'd be grateful if you could simply go into the kitchen and procure a little rotten roast beef.
Okay, also kommen wir tatsächlich noch in die Küche auf einer Quest, weil ich hatte auch
I beg
das
your
gedacht,
pardon.
dass das nicht wäre.
Roast beef. Rotten roast beef.
That is correct. Rotten roast beef. If one floats through it just right, one can almost taste it.
Ugh. I suppose I can do that. But why me?
It's simple, my young friend. My ghostly form cannot carry it.
Und wohin? Also sicher nicht für ihn.
Now, if you'd be so kind as to collect the roast beef, I shall explain everything else in due course.
Revelio.
Ah, here we are. Tickle the pear and head on in.
Did you say tickle the pear?
Yes, in the painting. I'll wait right here. Do try not to get in the way of the house elves. I'm already imagining sweet aroma of rotten roast.
Aber er will es tatsächlich essen, so wie es sich anhört. Sweet Aroma. Oder was heißt, vielleicht will er es nicht essen, er will es riechen.
In the
Never
kitchen.
will understand students.
What could they want?
Plenty of delicious. Found themselves a bit peckish, likely. You know how hungry
Certainly
growing
makes
humans
Rookie's
can
job
get.
easier.
Pardon me, but can you point me to the rubbish?
Nonsuch was just about to dispose of today's collection. It's towards the back. Help yourself, I suppose.
Okay, bitte lass den Müll, wo er ist. Und Rookie?
Hello. Can you point me in the direction of the rubbish?
Towards the other end of the kitchen. If it's not taken out yet, just follow your nose. You'll find it soon enough.
Das Ende der Küche. Ich meine, ich war hier ja schon ein paar Mal drin.
Revelio. Ugh, there's a disgusting smell. I must be getting close.
Eieiei. Da kriege ich ja schon vom Hingucken einen Kotzreiz.
Oh, a student? What a treat!
Wollen wir uns wirklich hier
What can
unterhalten?
Thinky get for you? A pumpkin pasty? Perhaps some Welsh rabbit?
Sounds lovely, but what I really need is this rotten roast beef.
Ah, Nick sent you, didn't he? Please help yourself. Thinky supposes Nick's tired of loitering about simply to experience the faintest memory of the taste of food.
Okay, also er will sich daran erinnern, wie Essen riecht. Und dadurch, dass der Geruch hier so extrem ist... Na.
Do you and the other house elves conjure the food served in the Great Hall?
Goodness, no. Not even house elves can conjure food out of thin air. Food is one of the 5 principal exceptions to Gamp's law of elemental transfiguration. We can, however, multiply it. transform it, and of course, prepare it. Then we send it straight up to the Great Hall.
Are there any restrictions as to what you can make here?
Finky supposes not. However, Finky has had the best luck with the many recipes left by Helga Hufflepuff. Her quince pie has always been a favourite, but the newfangled Arbroath Smokies are becoming popular as well.
Ich habe keine Ahnung, was das für Sachen sind.
Is it all right for students to wander into the kitchens?
Well, since you asked, students aren't supposed to be in the kitchens, but Finky doesn't mind. There's nothing that lifts Finky's spirits more than the company of students. We so rarely get visitors, and we have plenty of treats. Come back any time you please.
Okay.
It was nice to meet you. Thank you for the beef.
Happy to help, and to meet you as well. Please give Nick Finky's regards.
Okay, und wann treffen wir jetzt Richard Jackdaw? Wann?
I've gained a new appreciation for breakfast.
Also, das ist jetzt irgendwie, diese Story entwickelt sich bisher absolut nicht so, wie ich sie erwartet hätte.
Ah, you're back. No trouble, I take it?
Not at all. Finky sends her regards, along with the rotten roast beef.
Ah, glad to hear it. Kind elf, Finky. Now, let's get that beef to Sir Patrick Delaney Podmore, and you'll be one step closer to finding those pages.
This is all rather cryptic, Sir Nicholas. What's going on?
Terribly sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sir Patrick organizes the Headless Hunt, a group of headless ghosts who gather for various, headless activities.
Headless activities?
Yes, you'll see. Anyway, I don't know how, but a member of that hunt, Richard Jackdaw, had the pages when he was alive. My plan is to take the rotten roast beef to Sir Patrick so that he'll allow me, us, to engage with the hunt and speak to Jackdaw. Shall we?
Das ist interessant, weil das ist bereits in den Büchern wichtig für Sir Nicholas Headless Nick, also Sir Headless... Nein, Nearly Headless Nick. Dort gibt es nämlich auch schon eine Szene, wo das ein Problem für ihn ist, dass er nicht zu dieser Hand darf, weil er ja nicht komplett beheaded ist. Er ist ja nicht komplett kopflos. Und jetzt wird das hier auch wieder aufgegriffen. Interessant.
I thought the rotten roast beef was for you.
It is, in a way. You see, I've been trying to gain access to the hunt for quite some time. Offering the beef to Patrick may help me in that regard. While, of course, also helping you.
What am I supposed to do when we meet the hunt?
Allow me to do the talking. They can be a rather supercilious lot. I'm certain they'll be welcoming to you, however, in no small part due to the rotten roast beef you will come bearing.
Is the Headless Hunt dangerous?
Oh, the Headless Hunt wouldn't hurt a fly, let alone a student. Just a group of fun-loving headless ghosts.
Das hört sich irgendwie so an, als wäre das eine Falle.
Very well. I'd like to meet Sir Patrick myself and see this Headless Hunt.
Ich auch.
Ah, wonderful. You won't regret it.
Ach was, wir sind in Hogsmeade auf dem Friedhof. Gehen wir jetzt vielleicht auch
Do
noch...
stay behind me. It's Sir Patrick we want.
Oi, Nesta, look who's here.
What have we told you, nearly headless Nick?
Hello, Sir Ramsett. Do let us pass. We've brought a little something for Sir Patrick.
Probably come to try to beg his way in again.
Do they always talk to you like that?
Ah, all in good fun. Once Sir Patrick lets me join the Headless Hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win him over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
Rest assured, you'll have your information from young Jackdaw in no time. Wherever he may be.
Geht's da auch runter jetzt? In die Krypta.
What I'd give for a flagon of mead or a nice leg of lamb right about now, then this party would be complete.
How about the next best thing, Sir Patrick?
Ah, Sir Nicholas. And a student. Who let you in?
We brought you a gift.
This is all very suspicious. What do you really want? As if I need to ask.
It's Richard Jackdaw. Where can we find him? May we speak to him?
Jackdaw, eh? Why, here he is now. What a shame. Without his head. I bet you've always wondered what that's like, eh, Nick?
Sir, you jest.
It's bound to be around here somewhere. Probably being used in a game. If you find it, I give you my permission to speak with him, my young mortal.
Wir suchen jetzt
the
den
least
Kopf.
I can do for you for bringing this putrescent gift home.
Sir, there's another matter I wish to discuss with you, if I may.
Tut, tut, Sir Nicholas. How many times do I have to tell you? Our entry requirements are quite clear.
But, sir,
we aren't the headless except for a little bit of tendon hunt, after all. Now, please, follow me, and I shall help you find your way out.
Farewell, my young friend. Perhaps your luck with these chaps will be better than mine.
Er hat es wieder nicht geschafft. Aber vielleicht schaffen wir es ja mit Jackdaw. Wir müssen nur seinen Kopf finden. Find the Headless Hunts Game, okay. Was steht da? Ah, okay, das ist wieder diese
a map.
kleine
It
Quest.
doesn't appear to be connected to the missing pages. Best hang on to it for now.
Unwichtig. Okay, gehen wir runter. Können wir nicht, okay? Es ist nicht offen. Kann man mit dem hier reden? Auch nicht. Ah, aber wir haben ja hier eine... Wir haben hier einen Marker.
Who will be next to play our little game of hide and seek amongst the pumpkins?
Hello again. Can you help me?
Ah, Sir Nicholas's young friend. Has he abandoned you?
Not at all. I need to speak to Richard Jackdaw. Sir Patrick said his head might be around here somewhere.
Indeed it might be. It is a bit unorthodox to include a mortal, but if you do wish to speak with him... Oh, why not? You can speak with Jackdaw if you can find his head amongst these pumpkins. Not just once, but 5 times. Good old Dumfrey will move the head to a different spot each time you find it. Those are the rules. What say you?
I'm game. Aber erstmal die Fragen.
Why are you using Jackdaw's head for this game?
Well, if you must know, Jackdaw's our newest member, so we like to put him through his paces.
So. Der ist schon eine ganze Weile tot.
Please, could you explain the rules again?
Find his head amongst the pumpkin.
How did you happen to become a member of the Headless Hunt?
I was executed alongside some fellow mutineers. We didn't like the way things were being run in our county, so we took matters into our own hands. Treason is such a strong word, but that's what we were found guilty of. Things would have turned out much better if they'd let me be in charge.
Okay, und er ist tatsächlich auch ein Wizard? Oder was?
If that's what I need to do to speak to Jackdaw, I'll do it.
Marvelous! Of course, a mortal holding a wand has an advantage over us ghosts. You can simply blast away to your heart's content. Remember, the game's not over until you find him 5 times.
Revelio.
Begin!
Nicht.
Cast away until you find him.
Discovered already? Looks like we need to find another pumpkin to hide in, eh, Jackdaw?
Whatever you say, Dumfrey. This is not my finest moment.
I'm glad I won't be the one to clean up this mess.
You make this look easier than it's supposed to.
I could do that too if I had a wand
Ja.
and a body.
Man muss einfach nur die Kürbisse finden, die sich bewegen. Ja, okay. Dann ist es einfach.
Here we go.
what fun! A student is playing!
Well done. Of course, having a wand served you well. Still, I believe congratulations are in order.
Not too bad for a mortal. Now, say what you need to say to old Jackdaw here, hmm? You've earned it.
Nicely done. But what's going on? You're not a member of the Headless Hunt.
No, I'm not. Sir Nicholas said you might know the location of some pages I'm looking for.
Merlin's beard. I know precisely the ones you mean. I pinched them from Peeves. How could I forget? The map on those pages led me to my demise. I was not ready for what awaited me in that cave. The pages are likely still mouldering away with my, remains. Quite a final adventure, I must confess.
The pages are why you lost your head, and I must visit a cave and search for your corpse.
Yes. You'd think a decapitated ghost would get used to the word corpse. Say, here's an idea. Why don't you meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you where to go?
Na klar, das wissen wir jetzt ja schon. Haben wir schon zweimal gemacht. Nein, 3-mal insgesamt.
Did someone in the cave cut off your head?
I was having a look around when I suddenly sensed a refreshing breeze. After which I felt, well,
Ja, okay, gut.
Hence.
Mehr weiß er nicht. Ich dachte jetzt, er würde mehr wissen.
What will I find in the cave?
Aside from my mortal remains, if I remember correctly, some treasures, a magical bridge. But what kind of an adventure would it be if I spoiled the surprises for you?
Hat er recht.
I need those pages, so I suppose I'd better meet you. Thank you.
Not to worry. I'll just need to be reunited with my body first. But Dumfries can handle that. See you at the forest's edge.
Okay, also ich gehe schwer davon aus, dass auch das wiederum das Ende ist von irgendwelchen Interaktionen in dieser Quest mit irgendwelchen Leuten über die Haupt-Main-Quest hinaus. Ja, da ist nichts zu sehen. Sieht genauso aus wie bei den anderen auch. Ja, nichts dergleichen irgendwie passiert noch bezüglich der Quest mit Richard Jackdaw. Ja, damit haben wir die Hausquests alle abgeschlossen, alle gezeigt. Danke für euch fürs Zuschauen in der ersten Special-Episode von Hogwarts Legacy. In der nächsten spielen wir die PlayStation-exklusive Quest. Dafür werde ich natürlich auf der PlayStation 5 spielen und nicht auf dem PC. Und dann werden wir mal schauen, was uns erwartet. Quest werde ich auf jeden Fall noch spielen, bevor ich sie zeige. Und dann, ja, haben wir das Let's Play damit dann auch wahrscheinlich beendet. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich noch irgendeine weitere Special-Episode mache. Irgendwie Mods oder sowas, aber das will ich gerade überhaupt nicht irgendwie groß diskutieren. Kann ja trotzdem sein, egal was ist. Nun denn, danke fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal, liebe Leute. Ciao.